I get itchy scrolling through a sea of projector options, and the fear of splurging on a gadget that ends up collecting dust is real. You want something that actually transforms a modest living room into a cinema without forcing you to rearrange furniture or compromise on gaming performance. And you're wondering whether the BenQ TK705STi really delivers on the hype, or if it's just another pricey flash in the pan. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the short throw factor is the biggest hook for anyone cramped for space. The TK705STi can throw a 150-inch image from just about a meter away, which means you don't have to mount a massive screen or clear a whole wall. In practice, I set it up on a simple tripod in my apartment's living area, pointed it at a smooth white paint finish, and within minutes, I was watching a 4K Netflix documentary that filled the whole wall. The image filled the room without any distortion, thanks to BenQ's 8-way smart image adaptation that automatically adjusts keystone, focus and zoom. For a couple of friends who moved into a studio flat, the fact that they could get a true big screen experience without drilling holes or buying a dedicated screen was a game changer. Now, let's talk about picture quality. The projector promises 4K HDR with HDR10+ support. While the chip isn't a native 4K sensor, BenQ uses pixel shifting to reach 4K, it still does a respectable job of upscaling 1080p sources. In a dimly lit room, the HDR boost made dark scenes richer and bright highlights pop, especially with the MEMC motion enhancement that smooths fast-action sports. The 3000 ANSI lumen output is enough to keep the picture vivid even when you can't achieve total blackout, but you'll notice the best contrast in a dark environment. So if you plan to binge movies after the kids go to bed, you'll be fine. If you expect a bright daylight theater in a sunlit kitchen, you'll be disappointed. Gaming is where the TK705STi really flexes its muscles. The built-in Google TV runs all the major streaming apps, but more importantly, the HDMI 2.1 port paired with ultra-low input lag makes it viable for console play. I hooked a PlayStation 5 and hit a 120Hz mode. The lag was negligible, and there was no input stutter even in fast-paced shooters. The low lag performance isn't just a spec, it's felt in the responsiveness of the controls. For a gamer who wants a massive screen without the latency of a typical home theater projector, this model checks the box. On the flip side, there are practical trade-offs you need to weigh. The built-in speakers are adequate for background music, but they won't replace a proper sound system. Most reviewers, including the few I could find, recommend pairing the projector with a soundbar or a small AV receiver via Bluetooth or optical out. Also, the short throw lens means you have to be precise about placement. A few centimeters off and the image can become uneven. The auto-adjust feature helps, but you'll still spend a few minutes fine-tuning the distance and tilt before you get that perfect rectangle. If you're looking for a satin forget device that you can toss onto a bookshelf and walk away, you might need a bit more patience. Who should definitely consider this projector? First, apartment dwellers or anyone with a limited wall space who wants a cinematic experience without a dedicated home theater room. Second, casual gamers who want a large, low-lag display for console play, especially those who already own a 4K TV, but crave that big screen immersion on weekends. Third, families that watch streaming services together and are happy to use the Google TV interface for Netflix, Disney+, or YouTube without adding an extra streaming stick. The price point, relative to full and 4K laser projectors, makes it an attractive entry into the 4Kish world without breaking the bank. Who might want to skip it? If you're a true cinephile demanding native 4K resolution and perfect HDR performance in a bright living room, you'll probably find the pixel shifting approach underwhelming. Professionals who need accurate color grading or a projector for business presentations in well-lit conference rooms will also be better served by a model with higher true brightness and lens shift. And if you were hoping for an all-in-one audio-visual package, the limited speaker output means you'll have to budget extra for sound. Overall, The value of the TK705STi comes from how it balances size, image quality, and smart features at a price that sits comfortably between a high-end TV and a premium projector. The 8-way image adaptation saves you from a tedious calibration session, while the Google TV platform eliminates the need for an external dongle. The low input lag and HDMI 2.1 connectivity future-proof your gaming setup for the next console generation. Those are tangible benefits you'll notice day to day, not just on paper. If you've been hesitating because you don't want to end up with a projector that looks great on spec sheets, but falls short in everyday use, the BenQ TK705STi is worth a serious look provided your room can stay relatively dark and you're okay with adding a modest sound system.